It's not a question of if, it's more of a question of when obstacles occur. It's good to have options so we can work through them or around them to proceed. And in a checkpoint environment, if we have a PC that's separated from the management server, where here PC1's on network A and the management server's on network B, and there's a router in between them, for this to work, we'd need connectivity, IP connectivity, between PC1 and the manager. And if we wanted to use the web user interface from this PC to the manager, by default, that used the default standard TCP port of 443. And if for some reason we had some filtering done on this router that was saying to TCP port 443 no, that would cause the web user interface between the PC and the manager to stop working. So we do have some stop gaps that we can use. We can actually train the appliance to go ahead and listen on the web user interface on a different port. So if the router was currently allowing TCP port 6783 through, we could go ahead and configure this device here, this Gaia box, that it should listen on TCP port 6783 regarding the web user interface, and then we could connect from this PC over to the manager by specifically telling the browser that we want to use port 6783. Now this is not a great long-term solution because we'd want to work with our network administration team or whatever department that is that's in charge of this router so that this router does allow TCP port 443 between PC1 and the manager. So in this demonstration, I'd like to walk you through how we can verify the current port that's being used to listen for the web user interface on this checkpoint device. And then from the command line interface, we'll set it to listen on 6783, and then we'll test and verify that it works. So we are connected directly to the console of this checkpoint appliance. We've logged in as admin. And let's issue the command show web daemon-enable just to verify that it's enabled. And then we'll issue the command show space web space SSL dash port, and it shows us the default port of TCP port 443. And then let's change it using the command set space web space SSL dash port 6783. Press enter, and we get a warning. Let's press Y to continue, and then we'll do a show web space SSL dash port just to verify that we're now listening on TCP port 6783. And then to verify it, let's go over to our admin PC and connect using that specific port. So here on DCNUG, let's go down near the bottom and let's click on Chrome from the taskbar. And let's go to https:// and we're going to go out to 192.168.1.110, and then we'll put a colon and we'll put in our custom port of 6783. And with that in place, we'll press enter, and it's prompting us to go ahead and log in. And this is working over the custom port 6783. So if we continue and log in as admin, supplying our lab password and clicking login, it's indicating here that the configuration is locked, and that's because we are logged in using the CLI. So if we want to take over control, we can simply click on the lock to release the lock. It asks us if we're sure. We'll click on yes, and now we've got the lock indicated by this little pencil icon right here in the web user interface. In this nugget, we've taken a look at how to use the command line interface to accept HTTPS connections for the web user interface on a port other than the default 443. I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.